69 of Digital Marketing 3, where we are going to be applying the long-term concept and doing a revision on branding in the digital environment. So on Tuesday, we had a theoretical or a conceptual discussion on long-term concept, how it is used on digital marketing and how it matters at digital marketing strategy. We also discussed branding, looked at brand identity. We looked at brand experience. We also spoke about brand advocacy. We spoke about naming a brand, if you guys remember very well. But before we dig deeper into these lessons' objectives, I would like someone to give us a brief overview on what we did on Tuesday. It's always good to refresh your memory and being able to narrate, to someone else based on your understanding, of course, what is it that we did on Tuesday. So if you were to tell a friend, or if you were to tell a sibling at home saying that this is what you did on Tuesday, how would you narrate it? The good part, everyone was in class on Tuesday except Humphrey. So those in class on Tuesday, can you please tell us what is it that you got out of the discussions that we had on Tuesday? I'll start with you, Zem, followed by Watura, then Matapelo, then Lindy. Wonke umuntu uyathetha. Semuyaba, the floor is over to you. Zem, don't act as if you can't hear me all of a sudden, as if your mic is not working.
So why do I have to be first, Theo?
Because you're the first in the class.
So can you please come back to me?
Okay. Guys, who wants to volunteer to tell us what is it that you did on Tuesday? Sorry, guys, I'm not trying to make your life difficult here. I just want you to meet me halfway. Watura Senzen on Tuesday. Matapelo. I think I must bring sweets and chocolates in class so that you guys can talk. Then I reward those who can talk, eh? The primary way. Okay, guys, on Tuesday, we discussed the long tail concept. And I asked you guys, which products do you come across more often in your communities? And people mentioned Ikota, mentioned bread, mentioned amagoslo and stuff like that. And then we discussed how products that are not popular get associated or get matched with those that are popular to increase their chances of being popular too. So we normally look at products that are not making much sales and try to make sure that they are also generating sales instead of just throwing them away. So you also look at someone who is less popular. You take that person, you associate him or her with someone who is more popular, and they get half the popularity of that person who is popular. And I gave an example of Caspar Nyovest. If he has got 500,000 followers, and then all of a sudden you are hanging out with him, it means that you end up, half of his followers are going to start following you. And then if there's someone who's associating him or herself with you, it means that half of your followers are also going to associate with that person. So Caspar Nyovest initially had 500,000. You associated yourself with him and you got 250. Someone associated himself with you and got 125,000. Then another person is going to associate with that person associated with you and get 150 of 125. So it becomes a long tail. Umsila omude, like how Lindwe said. So it's a long tail of popularity here, And as the tail gets longer, the popularity, shrinks. It gets, it decreases. So that's what we discussed on Tuesday. So companies, especially on websites, they also do the same thing. You realize that if you go and shop at Temu or at Shein or at Takealot, you buy something. Let's say you are looking for a pair of shoes on Takealot, and you go to that page where a pair of shoes are being sold. If you scroll down, you see where it says related items. All of a sudden, they are putting socks there. It means they want those socks to be as popular as those shoes. Haven't you come across related items, guys, on websites? And sometimes it doesn't have related items. Sometimes it will tell you that, others who bought these items also bought these items below. Have you come across that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that's the long tail concept. Okay. That's how you apply the long tail concept. Even artists also do that. Out of an album with 10 songs, you've got one song that rocks, one song that break the internet. Then what do? Whenever people want to download that trending song, you then associate the songs that are not that popular to the main song that broke the internet, that went viral. So that's how you'd then market your remaining song. For example, if it's Jerusalem by Nomcebo, she also sang other songs, even though Jerusalem Hikayalami was trending all over the world during COVID-19 and having that dance. Then as people go to download or listen to that song, you want that song to be associated with other songs like Ola Moya Wami, songs like that, or Injabulo or whatever that are related to that album. So as a result, that song will then get half the popularity from Jerusalem. Am I making any sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm trying by all means to look at the examples that you guys can easily associate with it. But you tell me that I'm making sense. Then when I tell you what is it that you did in the previous lesson, you don't respond. How are you, Mpo?
Morning, sir. Hi, everyone.
You sound so energetic as if you didn't sleep home. Ulelepi.
I will. Where else would I sleep, sir? Mr. Van.
Okay, it's a joke. It's a joke. Sometimes you can just lose it and then tell us where you slept. Not knowing that it was just a joke. Anyway, so that was it about the long tail concept. Then the lesson that followed, we looked at brand identity, and we spoke about the success factors for a brand site. If you had to go to a website or if you were to go to a brand social media accounts, what is it that would make that brand stand out? How can it be easily identified? So those are the things that we look at. We even looked at naming. The way you name your brand also affects how customers are going to memorize it. So if you've got an Instagram account and you name it Zimbili Zontatu Zine Zinhlanu up to 10, how are people going to remember it? It's going to be difficult. And people are used to shorten things so that it resonates in their minds, even if it has already been shortened. So you must also think about that as a success factor for a brand side. Think about DSTV. DSTV is short for something else, digital satellite television. But people still shorten that and they call it DS. DS, DS. I didn't pay for my DS, The same thing with BMW. It's already short. But people could go on and say EPM, EPM. Guys, is it something that you guys say more often? Because I'm finding this in my personal communities and stuff like that. Do you also come across that people have got a tendency of shortening things?
Yes.
Already Mpo, it's a short name with only 4 letters. All of a sudden, someone wants to call you MP or MH. What for? But these are the things that we need to understand, especially when we are creating a brand name, because you cannot talk about the success factor for a brand identity if you don't look at the brand name itself. And we must also approve or recognize, even if you don't approve, or recognize the naming that is coming from brands themselves. For example, Woolworths, people call it Woolies. Do you think it's Woolworths who came up with the name Woolies, or it was people who shortened it to Woolies?
I think it was people. So.
Yes. People also have a tendency of coming up with a name, but sometimes brands can be arrogant and they can be, we do not want to be called this, we want to be called that, in fact. But remember, the fact that people are giving you a name, it means that you stand out in their hearts, Though some names, can also be a national anthem, a uniform. That's why I don't prefer being called baby, honey, standard. You can say that to anyone, honestly, and it becomes a national anthem. Mostly cheaters prefer to call everyone baby so that they do not get confused when they get to the other partner. Imagine if I'm dating Matapelo and Zem at once, and I call them by their names. I might slip my tongue and say Matapelo Kuzem. But if I call them baby, there's no way I can slip up, So you also do not want that kind of a reasoning whereby, you are being generalized with other competitors. Guys, what do they call you in your relationships? Let's have some time to laugh, guys, to joke. Zem bakubiza ba?
Hi, baby. She's a teen, but I'm single, so hey, nobody
Yeah,
calls me
at
baby.
that time, bakubiza baby. Okay, Watura?
So I've never been in a relationship, so I wouldn't know.
My daughter. Okay, Lindiwe. Hey, Malindi, bakubiza bani? She can't hear me. Maybe her mic is not working. Matapelo?
Sebangiza ntwana.
Oh, bakubiza Ntwana. Oh, Ntwana yaka. Oh, Ntwana yaka, I missed you. Okay, all right. Matapelo?
Cha Sema singayitsali kaloku.
Matapelo?
They call me Matotezi.
Oh, they call you by the surname. Okay. Humphrey?
I'm not in relationships.
But before, what were they calling you?
Baby.
Okay. I thought they were calling you don't check up on me. Anyway, Humphrey and Watura, you guys are not in a relationship. You need to sit down and come up with something, okay? All right, let's move on to Mpho.
So,
Bakubiza ba.
Mpho, they call me Mpho.
Hayibo.
Hmm.
Okay. All right, guys. So with this exercise, what I'm trying to discuss here is that you guys can be easily identified by your partners based on how they call you, you know. Sometimes they can even call you based on your physical features. You know, if you are a very short person, like they'll be like shorty, you know, because they're a short person, you know. I used to have a girlfriend who was very short. I used to call her 1 meter because she was short to an extent of being a meter shorter than me. So she ended up becoming 1M, 1M. So that's how I could call her. So that's how I could identify her brand as my girlfriend at that time. You know, so naming plays a role in brand identity. You know, sometimes names can also be dramatic. Sometimes also names can also be embarrassing, but that's how the audience or the community would know you, you know. Brand identity also contributes to brand experience. We discussed that on Tuesday. So today we are going to be doing the same thing, guys. However, it's not going to be theoretical. So it is going to be application. How do we apply the long tail concept and the Z-flow to a certain scenario? And also, how do we actually manage or do branding in the digital space? So the terms are still the same here. We look at long tail concept, branding, brand equity, brand experience, brand advocate, and brand identity. Before we go to this, to the exercise, to today's exercise, I'm just going to give you a recap on the theoretical concepts that we looked on the long tail. But I also want to find out from you guys, if you are dating, or if you have got if you have got siblings or identical twins, would you be able to identify them? You've got a
Sir, please
brother, like you've got twin
please
brothers
repeat
or
the
twin
question.
sisters. Matapelo, I'm saying if you have got twin brothers or twin sisters, or if you are dating a person who has got an identical twin, would you be able to recognize that individual within the twins, from the twins?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Really?
Yes, because no matter how you guys look alike or look the same, there's something tiny, something that even people wouldn't notice because I'm your person or because you are my family. I'll know about it. For example, I have twin cousin. They look so much alike. Even now at this age, they love dressing the same. But the different about them is that the other twin, whenever she speak or she's quiet, she bite her lips, her underneath lips.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Let's hear others. Yo, I would be confused, honestly. Imagine hugging the twin sister as if it was my own. My God.
No,
Okay.
but also when you're with twins, it doesn't mean like I've once dated a twin, and they
This
were
one. Let's
identical.
hear from the first time experience, the real life experience. Can you please tell us in detail
Oh wow, so there's
from a
nothing
digital
deep
marketing
about it.
perspective?
So I just really feel like if you know someone, there is tiny details that you'll know that this is your person and this is the twin. Like tiny details. So I mean, that person is your lover. So I mean, you'll know.
So if someone cheats on your twin sister and that I didn't know it was you, would they be lying?
They'd be lying, say. Because as much
Okay.
as the twins are identical, they are identical, but there's that one thing that sets them apart. It could be either one's personality or whatever it may be, sir, but there's always that little something that sets twins apart from each other.
All right, thank you for that. So in a noisy digital space, guys, would you be able to identify the brands that you are loyal to? Would you be able to tell that this is a real iPhone and this is a fake iPhone? This is a real Nike and this is a fake Nike. How would you know that these Twitter handles or Instagram handles are real? Because that's also branding, by the way. But do you understand the context that I'm trying to discuss with you guys here?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Zemzem, all of a sudden you have got a travel blog that says travel with me. Then someone not comes and creates the same blog as you have and says travel with us. You find that I did that for the organization that I work for. It's called Business Brief. I went to search on internet Business Brief. I can tell you there are so many business briefs out there. So these are the things that you also need to think about when it comes to branding. Anyway, the long-term marketing concept is the strategy of selling large amounts of popular products in addition to low amounts of niche products in market. So it's not only selling, guys, it is also promoting. Okay, even though the end result for promotion is selling. You can't promote something if you do not want people to buy from it or to engage with it. Then we also discussed brand identity. We looked at the law of common name and the law of proper name. I even gave you guys an example of biltong. All right. Then now, let's look at optimizing a site for tons of keywords. Okay. Search engine optimization is an important part of inbound marketing strategy. Guys, what does inbound marketing means? What does inbound means, according to your understanding?
So I think it's within South Africa, like within a country and not like international. I don't know.
Okay, I love the fact that you tried because I don't like silence in the group. So I appreciate that. I'll buy you a car. Let's see others.
Really? I'd love that.
Let's see others, guys. What do you think about inbound? I didn't know about this term until I started lecturing at Boston. Because whenever I look for jobs online, I'll be like inbound marketer, outbound marketer. I used to ask myself, what is it about inbound? What is it about outbound? And I also understand if Paul says that it is within the country, because I also thought like that, but I was wrong. So guys, inbound is those who are approaching you as a brand, right? Those who are making inquiries, who are coming to you. So for example, if you realize that you need insurance, and then you call insurance companies, you call Discovery, you call Outsurance, that's inbound. You are the one who left your comfort zone and reached out to a brand. So that's inbound. So brands would see that as an incoming marketing query or an incoming selling query. So that's inbound. Then outbound, it is you as a brand reaching out to people. For example, all of a sudden you are receiving SMSs from Outsurance, so Outsurance is calling you, trying to sell you something. It's outbound. So that's the difference, guys, between inbound and outbound. Inbound means that people are looking for you, they want to engage with you. Outbound is you actually going out to reach people. The same way we do in the science of ukushela. Okay? If someone approaches you and say, I want you, that's inbound. But if you make a move, that's outbound. Mpo, will you be able to explain it better next time?
Yes, sir.
So that's how you put it, inbound versus outbound. You know, inbound queries that comes to our websites, people commenting on our Facebook, like, where do I get this? Well, how do I do this? People searching for information, that's inbound. But if we've got a database of people, then we are calling them out, it's then outbound. You know, how many of you guys have decided to make a move because someone is delaying to make a move on you? Zem? If you
No,
want,
sir, I'd rather keep it to myself.
but what if it doesn't happen at all?
No, sir, I'm a woman. I have pride. It's gonna happen one way or the other.
Others, Watura?
So I'd also keep it to myself.
No, let's hear from Lindy. Lindy always have that unique vavavoom. How did you do? How did you, Lindy?
And yeah, now where am I going?
So you wouldn't make a move,
Fonto,
an outbound move.
give me zero, teacher. I'm a
Oh,
woman. One way on, I agree with them. One way or another, it will happen, but not by me. Mtagaba.
but
So
what if the guy that wants is not even seeing it? And won't seeing it if you won't see it if you don't make a move. Matapelo?
Say, I won't make any move.
Sure. Mpo, you are my last hope.
So why not?
Yeah, these others, these ones, they are cowards. In this era, guys, you get what you want. You get what you want. But anyway, I do understand you because you also have social contracts. So anyway, I believe with that example that I gave you guys and what I believe that you now understand what is inbound and what is outbound marketing. Inbound marketing is when you are receiving queries from customers. Customers are searching for you. You know, they are looking for you through keywords and stuff like that. Then outbound is when you as a marketer reach out to customers. So search engine optimization is an important part of inbound market strategies because these are people who are searching for you, okay? And should be optimized on a site for hundreds, if not thousands of keywords, especially long tail key phrases. For example, digital marketing for lead generation would be a good long tail key compared to just inbound. So you need to optimize on how you can be easily visible whenever people want you or people want to engage with you or people want to buy from you or people want to like you on social media accounts. How easily can you be found? You know, can you be easily identified from a branding point of view? If I search Abednego Banda on the internet, can you easily find me? Or if you search Zemzem on TikTok, can you easily find her? So that's what SEO is all about. But we are going to discuss search engine optimization in detail next semester. Because remember, guys, how you are found, findability plays a special role in digital marketing because it contributes to your success as a brand on how you are being promoted. You know, I gave this example, I think, on Tuesday, that some of you would complain that I'm always single, no one sees me, Ahula Mundong Shela, hey, this and that, only to realize that you're always indoors. Who is going to see you when you're always locked up at home? Are you easily located? Are you easily identified? Because sometimes you can even go to a sangoma, pray and fast, wanting God to give you a man, while you are invisible to men. Okay, the same thing with the men. You want a woman, but where you are hanging out, you cannot be easily identified. Some of you guys are running social media accounts, you've got your blogs, you've got your websites, but it's difficult to find you. Very difficult. It's difficult to find Zem's travel experience. It's difficult to find Watura's thing on TikTok. It's difficult to find Mpo on Instagram. So how are you then promoting your brand? So guys, at the end of this year, you guys should be geniuses in whatever that you are promoting, personally and commercially. And I need a commission on whatever that you're going to get out of it. Zem, you already promised me, Ayakir.
Yes, sir, you know I've got you.
Good girl, or let me say good lady. I know other ladies don't want to be called girls. So let's have an exercise, guys. Okay, before you go to an exercise, this is how you would draw traffic to your website or to your social media account using the long tail approach. So what you do, you come up with a specific keyword that you think is going to draw people to your site. For example, if my website is called abednicobanda.com, okay? The keywords that I want to use whenever people search for me and I want to appear would be Banda or Abednico. So if Banda is more trending than Abednico, I'll then associate the keyword Abednico with Banda, meaning whenever Banda is searched, Abednico also have to appear. Companies do that several times. They even use the long tail concept on Google search. Right now, you Google smartphones for sale on Google. You realize that there'll be different smartphones that are coming directly from Takealot. Haven't you seen that, guys? It is based on their popularity and how those smartphones, are ranked on the site. The same thing with a travel experience website. If you've got different destinations, you've got Dubai, you've got London, you've got Cape Town, Table Mountain,